teams on the ground and get that underway.
For people who are just now being able to get back into those roads that were closed overnight, maybe seeing some of the damage for the first time, I guess I know a lot of the roads that we came in still have a lot of debris and trees down around them. What's your message to people who are still trying to get back in this morning to those areas?
Well, we're asking folks that are not residents of the area to please not come down to the area. Let our first responders, let our crews, our fire personnel, our law enforcement responders, our search teams, let them do their job. We certainly don't want folks coming down and literally getting in the way. We appreciate the efforts, we appreciate the offers for support, but right now we've got a pretty good handle on it as far as the personnel that we're dispatching to the area to conduct the searches.
Can you go over one more time the areas that are closed and how long you think they'll be closed?
Primarily the area along Alabama State Highway 51 from the Lee Road 42 intersection all the way down close to Highway 80. That's the area affected, and of course those that encompasses Lee Road 38 and 39 where a lot of the fatalities were located.
Sheriff, if you would you give a geographical location for those of us that are not from here? Is this east, north, west? What part of the county?
Sure. We're located approximately 5-6 miles south of the city of Opelika, directly due south. This is a Beauregard community. And also a part of the area where we have damage is also known as more locally as the Wautoula community as well. But primarily the Beauregard community south of the city of Opelika.
Sheriff, I know you said the missing people is believed to be in the double digits. What would you say to those families that are still looking for a loved one right now?
Well, first off, I'd say that we're going to do everything we can to assist them and hopefully locate these individuals. There may be the case where some folks have left and not made contact back to their families. At least we hope that's the case, and that we're able to establish that those individuals are okay. But again, we're coordinating our efforts through our emergency management agency and, of course, Providence Church, which is located to the west of our location.
Do you know the difficulties of identifying those victims? I know that other coroners are coming to town to help with that process.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. We have other medical examiners coming in to assist with the identification process. In some cases, it is difficult, but we have identified, I believe, a majority of the folks. We're just trying to make sure that we have notifications of family in next of kin.
Sheriff, can you talk about how you feel? It's been a long time, Sheriff, of this county going into that area. This tornado hit on a Sunday afternoon. A lot of times families are together. And I'm also wondering if we have, say, entire families, but families of people who are deceased because of these tornadoes. How does that make you feel, just knowing this is happening in your county?
This hurts my heart. I love this county, and it's extremely upsetting to me to see these people hurting like this, and families that have lost loved ones. This is a very tight-knit community. These people are tough. They're resilient people, and it's knocked them down. But they'll be back. This is a wonderful county, wonderful people, and I think that's evidenced by all the support that's been offered and everyone coming together as they have. But I guess to answer your question, bottom line, it hurts my heart to see this.
Do we know if there's any other children besides the 6-year-old you had mentioned?
We do have some other children that were involved. I don't have ages, but unfortunately we did have more than one child involved as a fatality.
Do we know how many?
I do not know.
Do we know, is it falling debris or any cause of death for those children?
I would be speculating to say. I'm sure trauma obviously was involved. It was a extremely powerful storm. I know that assessments will come later in the day from the weather services, and those with FEMA give us estimations on exactly what type of circumstance we had when the storms came through.
Are people getting the proper warnings?
I personally saw a lot of warnings coming from the media stations in the local area. I think they did a really good job, quite frankly, in getting the warning out. So I know a warning was put out, but in some cases, folks trying to get to cover, and some unfortunately just didn't make it.
Talking about warnings, there have been some people in the county that have said that they didn't hear sirens. Is that a case? Is that what you guys come to understand, or were there sirens?
I can't speak to that. I know we do have sirens, a lot of sirens in the Lee County area, but I couldn't tell you, exactly what the circumstances were with those sirens. I do know that all of you in the media did a very good job of getting the warning out on your platforms. We appreciate that very much.
We're starting to see pictures come out of the damage. I know today will be a big day of assessing, but can you describe personally what you've seen for people who aren't familiar with the area, what it looked like before and what it looks like now?
It looks almost as if someone took a giant knife and just scraped the ground. There are slabs where homes formerly stood. There are debris everywhere. Trees are snapped. Whole areas of forested areas are just the trees are just snapped and lying on the ground. When we came in yesterday, first responders, a lot of the roads were blocked by trees, power lines, power poles on the ground. Again, as mentioned previously, a lot of that's been taken care of, but we've still got just a lot of devastation out there.
Sheriff, can you briefly recap where you guys stand as of now and what's going to be happening today?
Sure. Again, our primary focus now is search and rescue, and we'll have those teams assigned and working specific quadrants, again, starting in the areas of most damage, the most obvious damage, and working their way out into the other areas as time goes by.
Do you have any timeline on how long it'll take to recover or clean this up, get back to any sense of normalcy?
Oh gosh, anything I say in regard to a time frame, I'd just be speculating. It's going to take some time. It won't be finished today, that's for sure.
I know you talked about K9 units. There's also been reports about heat drone detection.
Yes.
Is that true? And talk a little bit more about, have you guys started that, and what have you found from that?
Yes, we have utilized some drones that have the infrared capabilities that locate heat signatures, and we'll continue to use those as available.
Any first responders injured?
Not to my knowledge at this time.
Sheriff, is there a time limit on when we'll be able to get in? I know there's a checkpoint up there that we're kind of stopped at right now.
Yes, sir. Actually, we appreciate your cooperation, letting us get those search teams in there. And if there's a lot of activity that hampers the abilities of the K9 units in particular to locate individuals, so we want to get those folks in there and appreciate your cooperation with us and patience in getting that done. I can't give you an exact time or timeline when we can allow closer access. But again, if you'll bear with us, we want to make sure that we can maximize and optimize our search efforts in the area, utilizing our K9 assets and also the search teams on the ground.
And what time are you guys resuming everything this morning?
As I speak. Okay. As I speak, that's being done right now.
And then that'll go until sunset?
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. And we may continue. Again, tomorrow, it's really hard to say today. It just depends on how much ground we can cover today. And of course, as the day goes by, hopefully we'll be able to locate and identify individuals that have been reported missing and reunite them with their families and make sure that we've accounted for the residents in the area. That's what we're looking at right now.
And Sheriff, you did say that you expect the death toll to rise at this point?
I would not be surprised to see that death toll increase.
What time can we expect your next update?
Let's see. We'll try to keep y'all updated within the next few hours. Certainly around, and again, this is subject to change, so please don't hold me exactly to it. Hopefully in the next few hours, we'll get y'all some more information. As it comes in, if we have new developments, we'll let you know immediately.
Do you have an idea how many structures or homes were destroyed?
Hard to say. I know I personally saw dozens in the area of maximum impact.
And Sheriff, I saw a tweet from a first responder. He said that his job yesterday was basically just getting bodies.
Well, as I mentioned before, we did recover several victims from this area, and of course that's the toughest part.
Talk a little bit more about schools. When are they expected to reopen? Do you have any gauge of that?
We're working closely with Superintendent Mac McCoy here with Lee County School Superintendent, and I'm going to rely on him and his staff to answer that question. So, yeah.
The people who are at the hospital right now, how serious are those injuries?
I do know that they had some very serious injuries. My understanding is that some were admitted and then immediately taken to, after being treated, to the intensive care units. Again, I do not have a number of you, but I know a lot of people went and were treated for a range of injuries from minor to very severe.
As far as those injuries are concerned, Sheriff, were there any need to transport any beyond the immediate area?
Yes, sir. My understanding is that we had, as mentioned previously, injured individuals taken to East Alabama Medical Center in Opelika and also to the medical centers in Columbus, Georgia as well.
Is there anything you need that you want to put out there?
At this point, I think we've got enough assets that we're utilizing initially. We may be calling for others. I've had calls from sheriffs all over the state, law enforcement, police departments offering assistance. We've told them, hang on, we may need you, be ready when we call. But right now, I think we've got what we need at this moment.
Sure. Do you have a spot for family members to show up to maybe get updates? If they can't get in, is there do you have outside this location for us?
Yes, sir. Providence Baptist Church. Yeah, that's on Lee Road 166. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. Yeah.
Any message of hope going forward as we?
My hope is that we find a lot of those who've been reported missing and that they're safe and well. That would be my main hope.
I know Governor Kay Ivey tweeted out yesterday her condolences and looking forward. Have you heard any more from her, or maybe her administration or anything going forward? They have been in contact. We've been in contact with them. They certainly, as you mentioned, are very well aware of the situation and have offered support. We have heard from the White House as well, offering assistance from the federal standpoint, and I'm sure in the coming days we'll call them on that. Certainly will.
Sheriff, how many sworn officers do you have, and how taxing is this?
We have 86 sworn with the Lee County Sheriff's Office. We have the immediate response from the Opelika Police, the Auburn Police in the local area. Our partners with the state, with the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, have been just outstanding in assisting us. Again, the law enforcement response from our partners in the local agencies has been outstanding. We have in the area of hundreds of officers that have responded to help us, and it's deeply appreciated.
Is there an estimation of how many people live here in Beauregard?
A number off the top of my head is between 8,000 and 10,000 in the general community. It's an unincorporated area, but there a considerable population. It's been a growing area over the last several years.
And Sheriff, can you name the other agencies helping you guys?
Gosh, I hate to start naming because I know I'll leave somebody out, but I can say this on municipal police departments from all around this area, the sheriff's offices from surrounding counties, and offers of assistance from sheriff's offices all over the state. And of course, our state, ALEA, law enforcement agency, has been here. They've got many personnel on the ground assisting us, and that includes air units with the state as well. Again, I hesitate to mention specifics, but it's well up into the dozens of agencies from around the state that have assisted.
Thank you.
Okay, well, if there's not any other questions, again, we will keep you updated as soon as developments come in, at least within the next couple of hours. If something develops immediately, we will let you know as soon as possible.
Sure, can you give your first and last name? I don't know if I was in here.
Sure. J-A-Y Jones.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Okay.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you very much.
That's Lee County Sheriff Jay Jones addressing the meeting. We took that Facebook Live for you to get you the latest information. Again, he broke down some of the details, confirming 23 people are dead so far, and he fears that number might rise. Search and rescue crews, he said several hundred of them are already out right now looking around these damaged areas, hoping to find survivors. He says, quote, it looked like someone took a giant knife and just scraped the ground. Many of those homes simply gone. He said debris from homes are being found as far away as a half a mile away from the original site. And again, right now, he said several hundred volunteers are out there coordinating right now, trying to find those survivors. He does anticipate, though, that death toll to rise. He also mentioned a number of people were taken to the hospital, some of which were taken to the ICU, so some serious injuries to report. As far as Lee County schools, the county schools in Lee County are closed today, and he said the school superintendent will make more decisions about that later on during the week. That does not include, though, Auburn City and Opelika City schools. Those schools will go on as scheduled today. Our Bethany Davis is live right now. She is in Beauregard. That is in Lee County, where a lot of that damage and those deaths happened yesterday. She will be out on the ground taking a look at some of that storm damage today. We have shown you some drone video and video from the ground. Very, very impressive. The storm did a lot of damage. Eric says it was classified as an EF3